To the Honorable Rick Brewer, Chairman, members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, and regular session met this 26th day of October 2020. Approval of statutory bonds for the 1st District Constable for terms of office beginning September 1st, 2020 and ending August 31st, 2022. Whereas the state of Tennessee requires that certain county public officials hold official statutory bonds in accordance with the provisions of Title 8, Chapter 19, Tennessee Code Annotated. Whereas the following bond is required to be approved by the county commissioners and duly signed and recorded the applicable officials before being filed in the county clerk's office. Elected August 6, 2020, Constable District 1, Bill Creasy, in the amount of $8,000. Now therefore be resolved that statutory bonds of the above official be approved by the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners and required by Tennessee Code Annotated. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Bridwell, second by Commissioner Edens. Is there any discussion? Mr. Alves.
Commissioner Trent, yes, I have something I would like to relay from the District Attorney, Dan Armstrong.
Go ahead, Commissioner Trent.
Thank you. In speaking with Mr. Dan Armstrong today, our District Attorney, he encouraged me to share with you all the following information. Mr. Creasy is under investigation for citing without a bond, which is a Class C misdemeanor. He received calls as late as Friday and as late as today regarding irregularities. He also explained to me that he had been receiving numerous calls from the Kingsport Police Department because Mr. Creasy was intervening in stops that Kingsport Police Patrolmen were doing in Hawkins County. They're not happy about that. Also, he told me that there is a possible official misconduct charge that could make it filed against Mr. Creasy, which is a Class E felony, which this was the same type of charge that he had when he was asked to resign from office. All of these things that I am telling you, sharing information with you, came from Mr. Dan Armstrong's office today, most of them personally from him. He did have one of the assistants call me back to share more information with me. So I just want to relay this information on to the other fellow commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Trent. Commissioner Alves.
Yes, this is no reflection on you, Commissioner Bridwell, but Mount Carmel has been slandered and beat and banged and turned every which way loose, and I will not be part of further embarrassment coming to the citizens in the town of Mount Carmel. So
Mr. Bridwell.
I'm aware there's been issues concerning this constable from the beginning. And at last, even with Armstrong, I don't know the answer to what was presented here tonight. As far as I knew that it was presented to me, he got the vote of the majority of people in District 1, and so it was my obligation to present him to this committee. Now, if there's other further investigations that we're not aware of, then I think we should pull this and find out what the answer of it is before we move forward.
I'd like to get our attorney to give us maybe some information on that before we can stand without that bond or whatever.
Well, if y'all want to look into it further, I guess you could. But remember, these are charges and not convictions. I don't think we can deny it unless he's convicted and cannot think of his service.
Commissioner Fields.
Withdraw.
Is there any other discussion?
Is he withdrawing that or?
Did you put that in the form of a motion, Commissioner?
Is the motion still on the floor?
Well, regarding Mr. Phillips' comments, which the way I understood it when it came forward here, that all that stuff had been cleared up. Now then we're learning maybe it hasn't. So
This is Commissioner Trent, and
Mr. Commissioner Trent, go ahead.
now, according to Mr. Armstrong, these are all under investigation. Under investigation. The official misconduct charge is under investigation. The charge of signing without a bond is under investigation.
What's, Commissioner Eden, I'm sorry.
I'd like for Mr. Phillips to say that again to explain a little more.
Well, I don't think you can deny it because he hadn't been convicted and if he's convicted and can't legally serve, then of course you could. But if you want to, defer or continue to next month pending its investigation, I don't guess there's anything wrong with that. But I don't believe you can deny it unless he's convicted.
Mr. Burrell?
Will the county have any liability with him not having this bond?
That's hard to say. I mean, that depends on the problem. If we don't approve this bond, and we're basing it on charges for which he's not been convicted, then we could have a problem if he went out and did something and there was some question involved and he came back and said that we had no basis at that time to deny the bond. So possibly.
You got anything to say on this, Sheriff Lawson?
This is Ms. Trent again.
Go ahead, Commissioner Trent.
I keep hearing the comment charges. According to Mr. Armstrong, the DA, the charges have not been filed. All of these things are under investigation.
In that event, I think we have no choice but to approve it at this time. If he's convicted, then that will take care of itself at the time.
Charlie, Mr. Tackett.
Well, I thought I heard Mr. Bridwell say he was ready to pull the resolution possibly until next month.
Well, I did, but I think we heard Mr. Phillips.
I understood there were charges, but, Ms. Trent just said that there are no charges, it's still under investigation, so that puts it in a different category. So I believe at this time, we having no other statutory basis to deny it, and we need to approve it. If these charges are resulting in conviction, it'll take care of itself.
Okay, I was wrong. We'll go ahead and vote for it.
Okay, motion on the floor and second. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, I had a question for the sheriff.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you got anything to say about Sheriff?
I think your council just legally advised you what to do.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Is everyone ready to vote? If so, cast your vote.
Commissioner Trent,
No.
Commissioner Housewright,
Yes.
yes, 4 no, 2 absent.
Resolution carries.